People say some strangers come into your life for a reason, but no one ever tells you what to do when that stranger seems to know your pain better than you do, even before you speak a single word. That's exactly what happened the day a broken-hearted man walked into a small-town diner and ended up saving a girl the whole world had already given up on. But if someone had told him that one moment, one glance, one impossible connection would change the course of both their lives forever, he wouldn't have believed it until it happened. The rain was still pouring when Ethan Cole pushed open the door of the Maple Ridge Diner, a place he'd never been before in a town he hadn't planned to visit. His shirt was soaked, his phone was dead, and his eyes carried the weight of a man who'd stopped believing in happy endings a long time ago. He wasn't running from someone. He was running from memories, the kind that follow you even when you think you've buried them. He sat at the far end, close to the window, avoiding the few people inside. That's when he noticed her. A girl, maybe 18, maybe 19, sitting alone in a corner booth. She had earbuds on, hoodie up, sleeves pulled to her palms, and the kind of sadness you don't see unless you've lived it yourself. Everyone else pretended she didn't exist. But Ethan, he couldn't look away. It wasn't attraction. It wasn't curiosity. It was recognition. Her pain looked too much like his. The waitress leaned toward him and whispered, "Don't mind her, sweetheart. She's different. People around here just don't know what to do with her anymore." Ethan frowned. "What do you mean?" "She stopped talking months ago," the waitress said softly. "Doctors say trauma. Folks say she's trouble. I say she's just surviving. But the town," she sighed. "The town stopped caring." Ethan understood that feeling far too well. He turned his eyes back to the girl. She wasn't eating, just staring at the window like she was watching a life that wasn't hers. As if something inside her had shut down. And then for one brief second she looked up and stared right at him. Ethan froze. Not because she was intimidating, but because her eyes held the exact same emptiness he'd been hiding behind his smile for years. It almost felt like looking in a mirror. Before he could look away, she stood up and walked straight toward him. The diner fell silent. Everyone watched. She stopped right in front of Ethan's table. No words, just presence. Then she slid a small folded napkin across to him. Ethan opened it. There were only 5 words. "Don't let them take me." His heart stopped before he could ask anything. A group of 3 men walked into the diner, men who looked like they belonged anywhere except a quiet, peaceful town. They scanned the room like they were searching for something or someone. The girls stiffened. Ethan noticed. The tallest man stepped toward the waitress. "We're looking for a girl," he said. "Brown hair, hooded sweatshirt. Might be alone." The waitress froze. The girl's breathing quickened. The men stepped farther inside. Everyone else pretended nothing was happening. Except Ethan. He stood, blocking them from seeing her. "Sorry," he said calmly, "but you're in the wrong place." The men glared. "You sure about that?" Ethan nodded. "Positive." The tension thickened. The girl tugged on his sleeve just once. Barely noticeable, but it was enough. Something inside Ethan clicked. Instinct, maybe. Or fate. He didn't know her story. He didn't know who those men were. But he knew one thing. She wasn't safe, and she had asked him, a complete stranger, for help. He couldn't walk away. Not again. Not from someone whose eyes looked too much like his own once did. Ethan made a decision in a single breath. "Come with me," he whispered. She hesitated, but only for a second before following him out the back door of the diner. As the men moved suspiciously through the aisles, rain poured harder. Thunder cracked. The girl trembled, clutching her hoodie tighter. Ethan grabbed her hand. "Trust me," he said. For the first time that night, she nodded. They reached his car, breathless, palms shaking. Ethan unlocked the door, and she slipped inside. The men rushed out of the diner just moments later, scanning the parking lot. Ethan started the engine. "Who are they?" he asked gently. She didn't respond. She grabbed another napkin from the car, a pen from his dashboard, and scribbled a single line. "They want to send me back." Ethan didn't know what back meant. A home, a facility, a place she escaped. But the terror in her eyes told him enough. He drove. Miles passed in silence, except for the storm raging around them. Finally, when they reached an old abandoned overlook near the woods, he turned off the engine and faced her. You don't have to speak, he said. Just tell me. Are you in danger? She stared at him, then slowly nodded. Double quotes. Did those men hurt you? Her breath caught. Another nod. Are you running away from something worse? Her hands shook. Tears filled her eyes. She nodded again. Ethan swallowed the anger rising inside him. I'm not letting them take you, he said firmly. Not tonight. And for the first time since he'd seen her, she looked relieved. But something was still off. Something she wasn't telling him. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small photograph, crumpled, rain-smudged, barely intact. It was a picture of her, standing next to a smiling couple. On the back, written in shaky handwriting, I'm not who they say I am. Ethan stared at the picture, then at her. Then who are you? She looked down, then wrote two chilling words on the fogged window. Not human. Ethan's breath caught. He didn't know if she meant it literally or metaphorically, but the fear in her eyes was real. Thunder roared louder. The wind howled through the trees, and the headlights behind them suddenly lit up the entire overlook. The same men. They'd found them. The girl grabbed Ethan's arm, eyes wide with panic. Stay down, he whispered. The men stepped out of their SUV and began walking toward them, flashlights cutting through the rain. Come out, one of them shouted. You can't protect her. Ethan clenched his jaw. I can try, he murmured. The men moved closer. Closer. Then the girl did something Ethan never expected. She reached out, touched his hand, and suddenly the air around them shifted. The temperature dropped. The rain slowed. The lights from the men's flashlights flickered. Something was happening. Something impossible. Her eyes changed not color, but depth, like they held galaxies, storms, memories. Everything unsaid. Ethan realized then. She had never been dangerous, but whatever she carried inside her was. The men stepped back, startled. What is she? One yelled. Ethan didn't know. She didn't know. Maybe no one did. But she whispered, barely audible, don't let them take me. Because if they do, I won't survive. And that was enough. Ethan opened the car door and stepped out, facing the men alone. Get away from her, he said. You have no idea what she is. The leaders shouted. Maybe not, Ethan replied. But I know what you are. The storm exploded behind them. Lightning cracked, the wind roared, and the earth itself seemed to tremble. The girl stepped out of the car, walking slowly toward Ethan, like she wasn't afraid anymore. Because she wasn't alone, not anymore. And for the first time in a very long time, neither was he. The men hesitated, then retreated toward their SUV. We'll be back, one shouted. You can't hide her forever. Their car sped away, the rain softened. The air calmed. The girl stood beside Ethan, shaking, but safe. You don't have to tell me everything, Ethan whispered. But I'm not going anywhere. A single tear rolled down her cheek. She wrote one final line on the window. You saved me. Ethan shook his head. No, we saved each other. And that night, under a clearing sky, two broken souls who didn't belong anywhere found a place in each other. A stranger saved a girl the world couldn't look at, and she saved a man who had forgotten how to feel. The story didn't end that night. It only began. Asterisk.